The call came in at exactly 2:17 a.m. Dispatch almost ignored it. At that hour, most calls meant nothing. Wrong numbers, late-night arguments, noise complaints that went nowhere. But this one felt different. No voice, no background noise, just breathing. Slow, controlled, too steady. Not panic, not fear, just there. Like whoever was on the other end wasn't asking for help. The operator spoke. "Hello?" No response. Again. "Hello? Can you hear me?" Nothing changed, just the breathing. Then the line went dead. At first, it didn't seem important, until they checked the system. That's when it stopped making sense. The call didn't come from an active number. It came from a landline that had been disconnected nearly a year earlier. And somehow, it still rang. Officer Daniel Carter was the first to respond. The night shifts had taught him one thing. When something feels wrong, it usually is. The address led him to a quiet street at the edge of town. Small houses, dim lights, no movement. Everything looked normal, except one. A 2-story house, front door slightly open. Not wide, just enough to notice. Daniel slowed as he approached. That feeling again, the kind you can't explain. "Dispatch, I'm on scene." A pause. "No visible disturbance. I'm going in." He pushed the door. It opened easily. Too easily. Like it had already been opened and left that way. Inside, silence. Heavy silence. The kind that makes you aware of your own breathing. Daniel stepped inside. Then he saw it. A chair placed in the center of the room, and someone sitting in it. The man looked to be in his late 40s. Clean clothes, no injuries, nothing obviously wrong, except him. And his eyes were open, wide, fixed on something ahead, but there was nothing there. "Sir?" Daniel stepped closer. No response, no movement. The man didn't even blink. Daniel stopped a few feet away. Something about it felt off. Not unconscious, not injured. Just still. Like he had been sitting there longer than he should have. Backup arrived minutes later. 2 officers entered. They checked upstairs first. Nothing. Rooms untouched. No signs of struggle. The kitchen was clean. Too clean. Then one of the officers called out, "You need to see this." The basement. Daniel walked down slowly. Each step creaked beneath him. At the bottom, another chair. Empty. Facing a wall that had been freshly painted. The paint didn't match the rest of the room. Too new. Too rushed. Daniel stepped closer. Something showed through it. A stain. Dark. Not fresh. Not old. Just wrong. The man upstairs was Elliot Grange. A schoolteacher, no criminal record, no history of violence. Neighbors described him the same way. Quiet, normal, nothing unusual, but now he wouldn't speak. Not to officers, not to doctors, not even when asked directly. He just sat there, watching, like saying anything would make things worse. Forensics returned later. They started with the basement wall, paint removed, plaster broken, wood pulled apart. Behind it, a hidden compartment, big enough for a person. Inside, nothing. No body, no weapon, nothing at all, except scratch marks, deep ones, from the inside. Daniel stood there quietly because there was only one explanation, and it didn't feel right. Daniel sat across from Elliot that night. "You saw something." No response. "I know you did." Silence. Daniel leaned back. Tried again. "Whatever happened in that house, you survived it." Nothing. Then he leaned forward, lower voice this time. "And whatever you saw," a pause, "it's still out there, isn't it?" For the first time, Elliot blinked. Hours passed. The room stayed quiet. Then, Elliot's lips moved. Daniel leaned in. "What?" A pause, barely a whisper. He didn't leave. Daniel replayed it in his mind, again and again. He didn't leave. Not someone, not they. He. Daniel returned to the house. Alone this time. No backup, no noise, just him. He walked through each room again, slower, more careful, then back to the basement, the chair, the angle. It wasn't facing the wall directly. It was turned slightly, toward the stairs, like someone had been watching. Daniel looked at the compartment again, the scratch marks, from the inside, and then it hit him. That what if no one was trapped inside? What if something was let out? A missing person case surfaced, filed weeks earlier, same area, same timeline, last seen, that house. Daniel checked nearby security footage. Hours before the call, Elliot was seen entering the house, following someone, a man, matching the missing person, alive, walking. But something was wrong. His movements were stiff, unnatural, like he was copying how to move. Daniel watched it again. Each time it felt worse. Daniel returned to Elliot, showed him the footage. You saw him come out. Elliot's eyes shifted. Recognition, fear. Daniel spoke carefully. That wasn't him, was it? Elliot swallowed, his voice shaking now. It watched me. A pause. Before it left. Daniel didn't move. Elliot whispered, "It knew I saw the difference. The case was never solved. No body found. And no suspect identified. The house was sealed. Elliot was transferred. Official report? Trauma." But Daniel knew better. Elliot wasn't silent because he was broken. He was silent because he was afraid, because he believed if he spoke, it would come back. Weeks later, Daniel replayed the call. 2:17 a.m., the breathing. He slowed it down, listened carefully. Then he heard it. A whisper, faint, almost hidden. "I know you heard him." Daniel sat there in silence, because suddenly everything made sense. That call wasn't asking for help. It was a warning. If that stayed with you, that uneasy feeling, good, because this wasn't the only case like this. Subscribe. The next one gets worse.